I just want to say thank you to the world for helping us to rebuild our country. Jiggy jiggy and march, march. But make we dance with it now. Come make we march, all Jamaicans. We are one big family. Time come for deliverance. So make we march in unity. Whether PNP or Labour rights, our God loves all of we. We are marching on to progress. Jam down la viola we. Everything Melissa broke down. We are gonna build back. We are gonna build back better than before. Every house we broke down. We are gonna build back. Cause our God have blessings in store. Time come to rebuild together. Cause Jamaica is our home. We are stepping out of darkness into the light. We're gonna build stronger roof and doors.
Good evening, Labour Roots, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Labourite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening. Good evening, whirlers. Now, let's roll out the evening shout out, my people. We're not gonna hitch this evening. See? So, Ewan, big up yourself. Oliver, big up yourself. Arlene, big up. Tanya, big up yourself. Denise, big up yourself. Denise say she jump first, like big up yourself, Denise. Jennifer, big up yourself. Givan, big up me moderator lifestyle, big up yourself. Beverly, big up yourself. Donna, big up. Meltina, big up yourself. Good evening. There's 33 of us thus far. I want to see if you can get me to at least 30 thumbs up, my people. Double tap the phone screen or hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen and hit the thumbs up button. Do subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber as well. See? Caroline, big up yourself. Tommy Brooks, big up yourself. You know. We are going to talk about the doctors from Cuba, you know, not being retained, my people. See, I had some information which I forgot to send over to this
I didn't understand that.
Hold on, let me see if I did send it. I never send it, you know. Show me a rush for command, because I did a little bit late, my people, so I never send it. Hold on, give me a second, let me send it to the phone. It all pause, me just all pause, me not gone nowhere. So nobody run off my life, me not freeze, me just have a pause for go sort out this and come back. Give me a second. Alright, so we're back. See? So we heard Alfred Dawes grilling Christopher Tufton yesterday, or day before yesterday, you know, talking about Cuban doctors. And, you know, if we listen to the PNP, you know, then Jamaica won't have any aspiration. Jamaica won't have ambition for itself. You know, big up yourself, Cheryl. Donna, big up yourself as well. Jamaica won't aspire to greatness if you listen to the PNP. You know, Stacey, big up yourself as well. I am going to read something for you guys. I also have a video for us to listen to from a year ago. The video is going to be played from YouTube, so some ads might chip into it, so wanna bear with me as it relates to that. Now listen to this, my people. The government of Jamaica announced $2.5 billion health scholarship program to train healthcare workers. See, so I would have talked about this over the time. I certainly talked about it before I came over to YouTube from TikTok. I remember me used to do TikTok and then post the video from TikTok over here. See, so before me start doing live over here, I would have talked about this on the live over TikTok. See, In the first cohort, about 600 scholarships was offered, and 536 students actually took up the awards, my people. See? These scholarships cover studying, these scholarships cover studies in medicine, nursing, pharmacy, dentistry, biomedical engineering, epidemiology, if I pronounce right, epidemiology, yeah, and other health fields, and can fund up to Jamaica $1 million per year for up to 5 years, my people. See? So around 600 government funded health medical scholarship were offered, with 536 recipients in the main national program connected to the 2023-2024 initiative. See? So we are talking about a good 2 years ago, my people. So by next year, we're going to start to people coming in the health field. Alfred does know this, and this is why the Cubans have to go home, because we have filled our own position them, because we have ambition in our country, and we have ambition for the people them in our country. See, we want, same like how Cuba have enough doctors and they have doctors in a reserve. We want to have our own doctors them, and for we student them, for we picking them, for me and for we picking them, can become doctor and nurse and pharmacist and biomedical engineer and all of these things, and dentist and all of these things. See, so they know, the PNP knows this. So while Alfred Dawes was talking about Cubans going home and contract not being retained and all of these things, the government had already initiated the process to not retain them, because we started to train we own people, them people, so we can have, we can have we own Jamaicans covering these positions, we're going to move to the video, my people. So listen to this.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your husband. We appreciate the support systems that allowed him to serve. A lot of people don't know that the servants have to have a support system, and they are as important and sometimes more important. And for that reason, we applaud the entire family and the support systems. Old faithful Professor Figueroa, you are one of us, so we recognize you too, sir. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, parents, recipients of this very important award, I salute you and I welcome all of you. Every single parish in Jamaica is represented here today, right? We could do a roll call, every single parish. 13 professions of health-related specialization is represented here today. Not just doctors and nurses, biotech engineers, social workers, and I could go on and on. We have spent nearly $500 million to give support to the 607 of you who are recipients. Nearly 2,000 applications, so it was a difficult task. And I want to just explain quickly that it was in selecting the 600 of you, of the 2,000 who applied. It was not just a function of qualification, because everybody qualified, because there was a strict criteria that was outlined. It was also a function of the gap analysis that we have done in public health, looking at the numbers that we have in particular fields, looking at the numbers that we need now and in the future. And it was based on that we selected the persons that were selected. Because remember, I hope you know, you're going to sign a document that you're working with us after you finish study. You're not going foreign or anywhere else. And I know you know that, because that was explained to you, right? But I make the point, Prime Minister, to say that this is a developmental process. Okay, the PS did what he did, and I'll just follow on from that, and I'm sure the PM will do the same. This process is intended to strengthen public health to serve the people of Jamaica. And we were very careful to identify persons who had the passion, demonstrated the commitment, and had the competence and capacity, and were studying in fields that would fill the gaps that exist in public health. And that's the objective of this scholarship, and that's why you were chosen. So that, I think, is very important to be very clear. I want to say a couple of other things, and I'm only going to be 5 minutes. PM is a guest speaker. This process represents another plank in the modernization and upgrading of public health. Since this government assumed office 8 years ago, and I happen to be, for good or bad, the Minister of Health during that time, we have had to rethink what the approach to public health. And it's clear that there were many gaps. It's clear that there were shortages in the system, right across the board. That modernization and upgrading has several planks. Firstly, we're spending more money than ever before to upgrade health infrastructure, meaning hospitals and health centers, over 300 million, never before since independence. Spanish Town Hospital, the University Hospital, Western Child and Adolescent, Cornwall Regional, and I could go on, and more to come. Secondly, we are digitizing patient records. Never before happened. The first in the Caribbean. Maypen is fully digitized. Spanish Town is coming online in another few weeks. Actually, it's online. We're officially opening that, launching that in another few weeks. Number of other health centers are coming online. It means one patient, one record. Whether you're in a health center or a hospital, that record is transmitted electronically. Doctors bring it up on the computer. They know exactly what the problem is, what your history is, treat you in a much more efficient way. Never before happened. Part of the upgrading. Thirdly, we have gone into, for the first time, the leasing of diagnostic equipment. Why? Because in the past, when we bought these things, we couldn't service them. And the first little problem, they end up in a corner. And so what we are doing now is leasing, and in another month or so, we will announce the successful bidder out of a public tender process, who will now provide the CT scans and the MRI machines in the hospital and be responsible to service them. And when they would have completed their useful life, we'll replace them. That will give greater efficiency of service.
Green card from the government. Green card.
Fourthly, I'm giving you planks of the upgrading and modernization. The fourth one is the compensation review and the right sizing of the labor force. Not only have we reviewed compensation, which is still ongoing, but we have also added more permanent posts so that the people can man the system. Over 1,200 new doctors, over 1,500 nurses, and I could go on and on in all the categories. And therefore, people have security of tenure and can therefore plan their lives better, have better satisfaction at the work, and provide greater care. That's critical. And the fifth one is the upgrading of our primary healthcare system as a critical part of our prevention strategy. The life stage approach, more doctors and nurses, more services being offered in the community. All this, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, combined represents the greatest attempt at upgrading and modernizing our healthcare system since independence. And I challenge anybody to challenge me on that. I won't allow the Prime Minister to defend it. I will defend it. And that came out of a commitment that we made when we started. I want to make two other quick points and sit. And this is aimed at you, the awardees. The biggest challenge we face in public health, and one of the reasons why this fund was established, is to convert modernization and upgrading to transformation. There's a difference. Having new equipment and new hospitals and the same attitude towards how we treat patients and administer patient care is a waste of new equipment and new infrastructure. And so the real challenge that we face now is how do we change the mindset of the people to administer care with compassion, with empathy, with understanding, and in a more efficient way.
I talk about the actual staff now, because we know say some of my staff them work in a healthcare in Jamaica. As a matter of fact, staff anyway, police, soldier anyway, them a hog. Them behave like them a wild animal. See?
Using the tools that we have to do the job. This is where it starts. Starts with you who are the new players, or maybe the original players who are getting an opportunity to study, to enhance and upgrade yourselves. I've been going around talking to interns with the same message. We now must embark on a transformational process, a changing of the mindset to administer care with compassion. And it starts here. So this scholarship is intended to encourage you to do that. I challenge you today, take this as an opportunity by the taxpayers of Jamaica to go out there and to learn, to broaden your horizon, but to do things differently for the better of those we serve. You're going to get better job satisfaction from what we're doing and for doing what you need to do. I made the last point, and in making that point, I'm going to invite Joey and Dr. Teddy Barks to come on the stage. And I'll only be 2 minutes with him. Come on, Joey. And those of you who know about our animal assistant therapy program will know who Teddy Barks is. Anybody knows Teddy Barks? All right. Come on, Joey. Just come up on the stage here. And I'm bringing him up to make a point. This is a part of the family of public health. This is Dr. Teddy Barks. Joey is his keeper. Joey is the Hope Zoo. And Teddy Barks is based at the Bustamante Hospital for Children. And we thought he would be a really interesting guest here today. Now, why do I bring Teddy up here? I want to make a point to the graduates, to the awardees. This first in Jamaica, this health family, brings more joy to both patients and staff at the Bustamante Hospital for Children than, and I'm not dissing the clinicians, than any of the clinicians who are there. The clinicians clearly serve an important purpose. This member of our family brings emotional contentment. You need to go there on a Thursday. Is it Thursday? When he does his ward rounds, when the doctors and the nurse come out, and by the way, golden retriever, and I have his brother, and he's therapeutic for me. He's my personal, he's a golden retriever. I'm making a point that therapy doesn't start on a prescription pad.
Big up Father Victor.
It doesn't start with the medication on the operating theater. It starts with the attitude and the warmness and the compassion and the empathy. Teddy, Dr. Barks, brings more joy more often than not than any other at Bustamante Hospital for Children. And not just for patients, but for staff. So, I make the point to
And at this time, it is my distinct pleasure to invite our Prime Minister to give us his keynote address. Please welcome the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Good morning, everyone. What an impressive group. I agree with Minister Tufton that I would have liked to see this group in another place. But your assembly here this morning is indeed impressive. And as Minister Tufton pointed out, it's standing room only. I would make another comment that in arriving here, I noticed a very long line of motor vehicles parked along the roadside. And that does say something about the health sector.
Health sector full of money, my Prime Minister.
Minister, Permanent Secretary, Theodore Roosevelt, former President of the United States, once said, "The best executive is the one who has sense enough to pick good men to do what he wants done, and the self-restraint enough to keep from meddling with them while they do what it is they have to do." And as I reflected on that statement, I thought of myself. I selected Minister Tufton as the Minister of Health, and he has done an amazing job.
Green heart for Dr. Tufton. Green heart. I'm giving some green heart for Dr. Tufton.
And the Permanent Secretary doesn't know the entire story behind his selection. And he did serve as a director under our late Minister of Labour and Social Security, Shahini Robinson. And she was very impressed with his service. Now, the Permanent Secretary and myself, we go back some ways, but we're not close in those days. We were in school together. Indeed, we were in a master's class together. So I knew him from then and his capabilities. And when it became time for consideration of the next crop of Permanent Secretary, he came highly recommended by the Cabinet Secretary at the time. And when it became time to select where we should place him, our dear former Minister late Shahini Robinson, really wanted him to be the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. But there was just something in me that said, you know, we need to reinforce health. Because at that time, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health was leaving as well. And so I made a decision to put you in health, to direct your efforts there. And I thought it was a good decision because shortly thereafter, there came COVID. And I believe the Minister, the Permanent Secretary, the Chief Medical Officer, and the entire team at the Ministry of Health all worked very hard to keep Jamaica safe during that period of time. And I want to publicly commend the team.
I can't believe it's a 5-year ad now since COVID. I can't believe that. It seems like yesterday, but it has been so far away. So we come such a far way, my people.
At the Ministry of Health, you know, there are some ministries that you have to pay close attention to.
There are 6 years.
The Ministry of Health is not one of them. I leave it really up to the minister and his team because they are very responsive. They set their plans. We support, but we know that there is a very high level of competence in the ministry. And so I just thought I would share that with this group to say that, you know, Jamaica has great talent. Because we have great talent, we have exported talent to the world.
Of course.
I give you, maybe it's inappropriate to make this reference, but whatever. I visited the United States a couple of years ago to meet with the Vice President, of the United States, and we were talking about the relationship between Jamaica and the United States, and I made the point that Jamaica is a net exporter of talent. And of course, she was sitting across the table from me, and then she proceeded to respond, and then she realized the effect of the statement, that yes, she has Jamaican connections. And we have continually done that. Export talent to the world. We are exporting our Minister of Finance. And international bodies actually lobby me quite regularly, asking me if I were to tap one of your ministers for a position, what would be your thoughts? And we have had other ministers being asked, maybe not convenient at the time. So Jamaican talent is being observed
And you hear that?
and demanded right across the world. And because we have a deep talent pool, you know, sometimes the talent we have decides that maybe it's time I go and do something else. And so I'm paying close attention that our permanent secretary is going off to further strengthen his capabilities. And I wish you all the best as you take study leave. So the next time that we see you in an official capacity, it will be Dr. Permanent Secretary. You know, study to show thyself approved. Keep upgrading yourself. Keep current. Study because you want better pay. Yes? Yes?
Of course.
But study because you want to give better service. How about that one? Study because you want to get more knowledge. How about that one? Yeah, so I too, whilst I'm in this job, recognize that I have to keep studying and keep on the edge of information, the cutting edge of information, if I'm going to be able to give.
Guys, there's 206 of us, so to see if you can get me to 100 thumbs up. See?
The best service. So, in a sense, permanent secretary, I wasn't able to take study leave, but I studied while I worked. And yes, I have gone on to do some doctoral studies as well. Yes, so more on that anon. I want to acknowledge our special guest, Mrs. Yvonne Wint. Please acknowledge her. And of course, you, the awardees of the Dr. Barry Wint Memorial Scholarship Program. It is a profound honor to be here today. This scholarship program is named in memory of a man who dedicated his life to the advancement of healthcare. At the age of 40, Dr. Wint was appointed Chief Medical Officer, becoming the youngest person ever to hold this position. His career in health spanned 30 years, during which he made significant contributions to the development of Jamaica's healthcare system. We are gathered to honor the legacy of this servant, this great servant. We also celebrate the accomplishments of our scholarship recipients, and by extension, the dedication of our healthcare workers across the island. Today, I speak to both the seasoned healthcare professionals who continue to serve with dedication and the young upcoming professionals who are about to embark on this noble journey. It is crucial that we understand the challenges of our healthcare system, and these challenges we have faced for many years. But it is also important to understand what we are doing to correct them.
Now listen up.
Your role,
You don't tell people.
whether in practice or as students,
Now listen up, because we need enough to spread the word, you know. We need enough to tell people them in our community what is going on in healthcare. Because I have attempted to do several healthcare live to show you guys what is happening in healthcare, but I don't think most people take that seriously, so we don't get a massive live whenever we do that, you know. But I wanted to bring this information tonight, so when you hear broad nose, big ears, big mouth, Alfred Daz, I chat one heap of bullshit, you can tell him for yourself, say, even doctor them say, if you go back home to Cuba, we are going to replace them with our own people, and that is the right thing to do. See?
is vital in driving the transformation
Notwithstanding that the Cubans have done a brilliant service to us, and we appreciate it, but there must come a time when we fill the gap for ourselves. The Cubans need to go home and help with their country and the rebuilding of their country. As a matter of fact, I got a video where Cubans were in the street last night protesting in pitch dark. The people was protesting because they don't no light in Cuba. I'm going to post that one on Facebook later on when we come off highlight.
needed to build a stronger, more resilient health system.
No, Desreen.
When this administration assumed office in 2016, Jamaica's healthcare system faced numerous challenges. Decades of underinvestment had left our hospitals and health centers in a state of disrepair. Our healthcare professionals overworked and under-resourced, and our citizens struggling to access the care they deserved. It was clear that urgent action was needed to reverse the years of neglect and build a healthcare system capable of meeting the needs of every Jamaican. Our government, your government, embarked on a mission to transform healthcare in Jamaica. We understood that the issues plaguing the health sector were the result of systemic challenges and neglect that had accumulated over the past 40 years. However, we also knew that with strategic steps and bold investments, we could create a healthcare system that Jamaicans could be proud of, a system that not only addresses the needs of today, but is also prepared to meet the challenges of the future. By managing our resources wisely, we have been able to increase the health budget, pay attention to this, by 140% between 2016-27 budget and the 2024-2025 budget.
Green out from the government. So if you remember when Alfred Daz, and by the way, I can't find a news clip there on the internet mysteriously. There's a news clip where Alfred Daz is complaining that the PNP government dropped the ball in 2014 and they did not have enough resources in the hospital. And for some mysterious reason, it is a TVJ clip and a CVM clip, and both are missing from the internet. You can't find none of them. See?
This significant increase has allowed us to fund capital investments in healthcare infrastructure, increase the staff complement across the sector, and expand the delivery of medication and healthcare services to the public.
Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law. Good evening, Mummy.
Today, Just look around Jamaica. We are making history by renovating and building 4 hospitals simultaneously. This has never happened before. These hospitals are designed to meet international standards, and we will be equipping them with state-of-the-art technology. They represent not only a commitment to improving healthcare access, but also a dedication to providing the best possible environment for patient care and recovery, including our lovely Dr. Barks.
I'm moderator them black brother mob out of my life. We don't want no negative people. We want to tear down our country. I don't want to see our country grow. And when they hear positive news, they come with their negativity. Black people out of my life. See?
Additionally, these improvements and expansion will address long-standing problems such as bed shortages at our nation's hospitals, ensuring that more Jamaicans can receive timely and effective care when they need it. Our primary healthcare centers, which are the first point of contact for many Jamaicans, were in dire need of attention. We undertook a nationwide renovation program addressing these facilities, from the Anato Bay Health Center in the east to the Hopewell Health Center in the west, from the Spalding Health Center in the south to the Retreat Health Center in the north. People now take pride in going to their health centers in their communities, knowing that they will receive a better quality of care. While physical infrastructure is critical, we must also recognize that no healthcare system can function without a strong, dedicated, and well-supported workforce. The issue of migration has long been a challenge for Jamaica's healthcare system. It is a global phenomenon, and like many other countries, some of our skilled healthcare professionals seek opportunities abroad. Jamaica has been and will continue to be a net exporter of talent to the world.
You should clap for that. I'm not clap for that.
From the construction of the Panama Canal to the rebuilding of European cities after World War II, and now in contemporary times, teachers, nurses, doctors, professors, Jamaica continues to provide talent to the world.
We want to keep with talent, Prime Minister. We want to keep here we are and fix up our place.
We are now at a time, however, where Jamaica needs all its talent.
We'll clap for that. Green out for that.
The historical driver for the migration of our talent was the fact that we were not able to absorb all the talent we produce locally. Mm-hmm. But what has changed? What has changed is that since our independence, you now have a government that is laser-like focused on developing the country's economy.
Of course.
Professor Figueroa, I will make an observation. The Jamaican populace, the Jamaican electorate, does not always make the connection between a robust economy and the provision of the services, the infrastructure, the needs, and the wants of the people. Somehow in our public discourse, there is a unhinging, a detachment in the minds of the people from the government's ability to fix roads, give scholarships, provide buses, buy garbage trucks, build hospitals, build schools, pay public sector workers more.
All of that is connected to the economy.
The discussion is as if by the snap of a finger,
PNP, that my Prime Minister. PNP.
all the challenges that have plagued us, not just since our independence, but even before our independence, that somehow there is a private reserve of funds somewhere where the leaders of the country are siphoning it away or not using it to the benefit of the people.
PNP alone thinks so, except when for them government in power, okay.
But there is never a real interrogation by our electorate, by our people, into how we actually create. I'm going to use this word that somehow we look at it in different ways, wealth. Because when we mention that word, wealth is for somebody else. Wealth is for the rich. But how do we create national wealth for the benefit of everyone? And how do we get governments that do this, that focus on this, rather than governments that just promise? That is where the conversation has to be, but that is not where the conversation is. So if you listen to public discourse, we hear the complaints about healthcare. There's no bed here, this hospital is falling down. Problems with public transportation, the roads. But never a real interrogation of why the situation is as it is, because it is not just today that Jamaica didn't have enough beds in its hospitals. It's not just today that potholes are in our roads. It's not just today.
From 1970,
if you go back, which I've been doing, and just search the archives, it's so easy to do now. The very complaints that are being today.
I have searched my people, and during the 80s, Edward Siaga fixed and upgraded a lot of the roads in Jamaica. They not touch them in the 90s, none at all. So they didn't get mashed up. And we started having bed problems right in 1974. We have bed problem in a hospital. And the PNP come back to power in 1990 and did it for almost 20 years and did not do anything to fix the bed problem at all. See? Edward Siaga spending whole of him time I try to build back the economy, I try to get the economy back up and running. That a whole time in spending the 80s I do. See? So, you know, a lot of the problems got ignored during that time because he was trying to focus, because you can't do nothing without the economy. You can't fix nothing with the economy. So because Manley crashed the economy, he spending whole of 80s I try to fix the economy. And when he did do so, the people they vote him out and voting back PNP. PNP come back, they neglect every single God Almighty thing. All them mama, they neglect. In the 20 years they were there in a power. We continue to listen to the Prime Minister.
Easy to do now. The very complaints that are being today are the same complaints that were being made 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. So then the question can't be the lack of, the question must be, why is it that we have faced these continuous lack of service, lack of infrastructure development? And this generation coming up, who we are giving scholarships to, you have to change the discourse if Jamaica is to change, because it is the people who elect the government. And if the people don't elevate their understanding of the problems, they will elect governments that continue the problem. So, what is it that has changed? Why this administration?
So don't listen to the handicap. No, blackie, you know. Don't listen to the wild animal. Yeah. Shut up. Too lie. Big mouth boy, Andrew dear long time. Now the Prime Minister literally is saying, you know, that the problems not start today. But because the economy couldn't allow feet. So that's why the problem they never fixed for a long time. So he's laser focused now on fixing the economy because that is what will fix all of these problems. This is what the Prime Minister say, you know. I look at this at dumb ass, we have his head in a body hole. Boy, may I tell you. Anyway, we continue to listen to the Prime Minister.
Is able to gather in this massive hall, standing room only, and provide scholarship, almost $500 million of scholarship, commitment for the next 3 years. 5 years. You get what, Minister? Commitment for the next 5 years. What has changed?
The economy.
And this provision is not from borrowing. It's not a grant from our partners who have been so kind to us over these many years.
Taxpayer money.
It is from the national budget, the national wealth.
Taxpayer dollars.
Because you finally elected a government that is focused on the economic engine.
Green out from a government, people. Green out.
Everything you hear critical of the government, okay, I just listen to them. But not one criticism can stand against the government's management of the economy.
More green out from the government.
And it is the management of the economy that is going to deliver the national wealth, that is going to, as we have started to do, give the scholarships that are going to get you trained to be able to provide the service in healthcare. We have to put some conditions on it because the economy is expanding. We need you in the economy. So at this point, we can't export our health services, our health professionals as much as before.
Need them to stay in a yard.
So we are making the investment. And at the same time, we're building 4 hospitals, repairing clinics, making investment in health technology. And at the same time, we're building several police stations, making investments in national security. And at the same time, we are making massive investments in roads and highways. And at the same time, we are making investments in buses. At the same time, we are making investments in garbage collection. At the same time, we are making investments in urban development. Come on.
Green out from the government.
In the last 40 years, no other administration could claim or even dream of doing what this administration is doing. Will it change overnight? Will I just snap my fingers and every hospital will have enough beds and, we're overnight? It takes time. It takes time. Now, where are we in terms of it takes time? We will have to pivot. We will have to keep the economic gains, keep the economy going strong, keep the economic engine going, but now we have to focus on productivity. There's a reason why we are making this investment. Minister Tufton will tell you that the shortage of healthcare personnel is having a significant impairing impact on the ability of the state to deliver healthcare. So we have to be strategic and instrumental in investing in you. But there is also another reason. And that is, we can't grow the economy if the labor force is not healthy.
Correct. PNP don't know about it something.
So this is a part of our growth strategy. If our labor force is not healthy, our productivity
suffers. It declines.
Will be low. If every minute people have to be taking sick leave, if high absenteeism, people just can't perform at their best, then our productivity will fall.
Of course.
So this investment is also about improving our productivity. So we have solved the economic issues. We have put in place strong fiscal management of the country, meaning managing our expenditures, managing our taxation, managing our revenues. We have put in place strong monetary policies, managing exchange rate, money supply, interest rates, those kinds of things. The next step now is to go into the more granular microeconomic things. How do we get our labor force to be more productive? And those questions are answered in several ways.
Them say if you want Mark Golding to be more productive, my Prime Minister, you have to tie one fried dumpling on one string and walk with the string in front of him. Every time when he grab a fight, you drop his string. Yeah.
We have to train them better so that they have more skills, right? So that all of you here who will be trained, you are going to help to increase the national productivity. We have to make sure that our labor force is healthy, right? And we have to improve the management of the labor force. We have to expose the labor force to better tools and technology. And all of those things together will improve productivity. So I want you to appreciate this investment by the government within the national context. You are playing an important part in national development. I know that some of you may balk at the prospect of having to sign a bond. And some of you may say, well, I'm just going to participate in this, get the training, and as soon as I get my letter of acceptance overseas, I pay off the bond and I'm gone. I know, but I encourage you not to do that. We need you. We need you. And for the first time in a long time, remaining in Jamaica, working in Jamaica will be rewarding.
Of course.
Your efforts will yield results.
Of course.
It is a long struggle, but we are at the point now where we are starting to see the benefits. Keep faith in your country. Continue to invest in your country. Jamaica will become the place that you will choose to work, to live, to raise your family, to do business, and retire in paradise.
That no one. Green hat from the government.
It is an important aspect of our health care. Care. Minister Tufton spoke about it. We're going to give you the best hospitals, we're going to give you the best technology, the best equipment, steadily improve your pay. But healthcare is nothing without the care. That empathetic touch, that understanding voice, that patient response. So I urge all of you who are in healthcare, even as you improve your productivity, you also must improve this intangible element of the service, which is the care. The truth is that when I visit the hospitals and people tackle me about the healthcare service, yes, they tell me about medicines and they tell me about beds, but they also tell me that they get roughed up, that they are ignored, people don't pay attention to them. And this is the care element. This is not to take away from the pressures that the professionals are under, because the areas are cramped, hot, and the conditions are oftentimes miserable. But we ask you, as you go through your training, that you must develop this sense of caring for the patients. That's indeed a part of the productivity of the service that you gain. So I close by saying, it takes cash to care.
We heard that before. And I hate this. And it is true.
And in the words of another prime minister, we put people first. So we have to give the cash in healthcare to make it easier for you to put people first. And that is what we're doing. We're making the investment, we're putting the cash where it matters in healthcare. And we expect you to put people first. And indeed, that could very well describe all that this government is doing. We're creating the engine to generate the cash to provide the services so that we can genuinely put people at the center of the development matrix. We will fix the economy, generate the wealth, the national wealth necessary, and we will spend that wealth on the people. We will develop Jamaica into the place of choice that you all would wish to see. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the best on your personal journey of self-development, and I encourage you to keep true to Jamaica and to maintain your love and your loyalty for Jamaica. God bless you, and God bless Jamaica, land we love.
Now, my people, my government is making record investments into healthcare in Jamaica. And I have read out a list of hospitals and clinics that, millions of dollars have been spent on. When you look at Chapelton Hospital, that was closed down under the PNP. The people that live up by Chapelton had to travel miles and miles away to go to another health facility. This government opened it back. That was one of the first things that this government did, was open back Chapelton Hospital. It is not a massive hospital, but it served the community and served them well. Pen work went on there. I believe there was a hospital somewhere in St. Anne's. I can't remember exactly where it called, but was it Chilani? One of them closed down. Or was it a clinic, a B-type clinic, closed down between St. Anne's and Chilani? And this government spent something like $80 million and reopen it back. So that community. But I have a list, my people, of all of the facilities that work is going on. Portmore is getting its own hospital. They have already identified the ground for that. $1 billion have been set aside to rebuild the Savlamar Hospital. The only hospital we're not hear nothing I go on for is the Noel Holmes Hospital. Me not hear like no money set aside for it. I know that it is to be worked and probably years down the line because it is going to need upgrade and they might upgrade the whole system. But it is the only hospital that me not hear no money set aside for yet. See? But I have been to Cornwall Regional. I have been to the Children and Adolescent Hospital. I have been there with Big Nose Jazz. As a matter of fact, I'm going to post that video on Facebook so you can see. I think it is on here, but I'm going to post it on Facebook so people can see that I take a tour with Big Nose Jazz and several others. Going through the Cornwall Regional Hospital and the Children and Adolescent Hospital. The Children and Adolescent Hospital is a brand new hospital. Cornwall Regional Hospital is a brand new hospital. Them a billy over. See, that is why it takes so long because when time they went in there, them realized that it was crumbling. It was a disaster waiting to happen. So them literally a billy back over. That they literally do with Cornwall Regional Hospital. So that is why, it is taking so long. Yes, Alexandria Hospital was closed down and this government opened it back. So, and all of these things are taking place simultaneously, and like in a PNP time, if we build something, we can only build one or build two things. The government a build police station, them a fix crime, them a fix healthcare same time, they're not building any brand new schools, but what they are doing, they're adding school blocks. See, so some school I get 3-4 story school blocks, so they can open up more classrooms because oftentimes we don't need to build new schools. When people just need new classrooms to add more students and teachers. So that is what this government is doing in the Ministry of Education. So we're not building no new school. After that, we hear PNP said, Labour right now build a new school. We don't need to build a new school. We have enough school. And most of the school they have enough land. Pardon, we can build a new school block. See? So that is what we are doing. And Jamaica is the place to be, my people. I can tell you. I can tell you, even for myself, living outside, as soon as I get the chance to start my own little thing and to return home, I now pass up that the opportunity there. I have been away from my home for too long and I am contributing to another country's, GDP when I can come and work assiduously for mine and my people and my homeland, and there's a lot of health centers, my people, new ones that are being built. Some are being renovated, some are being destroyed and rebuilt, tear down and rebuild. So this government is doing the work, garbage truck by, ambulance by, fire truck by, water truck by, garbage truck by, we call the people them we go out and inject the mentally disabled people them. We call them people there. Then people there get a whole heap of vehicle too to go out and do their work. Infirmaries were being built all over the country. Halfway houses. We know the Desmond Mackenzie Center. There's another one being built somewhere else now as well. So whole heap of things, brand new. DUJON a brand new school building in Xavier main constituency. Yeah, whole heap of school I get new building. Because we don't need to build a whole new school. We just need to add some more classrooms to them to add more kids. So whole heap of things are going on with country, my people. As it relates to the healthcare though, we want to get back to that. When you hear Dr. Jazz come out and him open up him two big nose hole them, if you have two donkey body hole side and side. See? Come and make mischief and I tell lie. Jamaica, under the Jamaica Labour Party and the healthcare system under the Jamaica Labour Party, it is the best that it has ever been, my people. See? Since independence. It is this government that is adding equipment. It is this government that is adding digitalization. It is this government that is upgrading the physical infrastructure. You know, PNP had 19 years and did not do not even remotely close to what this government did in their first term. You know, you may tell you, in the 19 years that PNP spent there, they did not do as much as Andrew Holness did in his first 5 years as Prime Minister. And that is an absolute fact. See? But all in all, my people, you know, I am going to love you and leave you now. I just wanted to disseminate that information that great things is happening in healthcare. We are training our own people in Jamaica to fill the gaps. So the Cubans will have to go soon, you know, and the Cubans need to go home and help with their country, right? So we are filling the gaps in our country with our people. Your daughter and your niece is going to be a nurse. And your daughter, your son are going to be doctor, medical engineer. You know, we have saved our jobs for people. See? So, big up to the Cuban them. They have served us well over the time, but we have to move on now for growth. You know, they need to go home and help to build their country in Cuba. See? And that is the right thing to do. We can still have some of them come now and then, and we can spend some of with them now and then too. And we can go other place. You know. Some will definitely stay, some will migrate here. You know. But all in all, Cubans are still here. They're not gone nowhere. Or they're not gone nowhere yet. But we need to replace them with food people. We need to change food people, them change food picking them. Food people, they want to be doctor too. See? So the Cuban, they need to go home and sort out the issues that are home. You know, fix electricity and, you know, get their country economy up and running. See? So I will soon in my morning, my people. You know, big up all 278 persons who is here. Please subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Big up all 142 persons that gave me a thumbs up. And I will soon in the morning. See? Big up to yourself. Much love. Surely, Barrett.